exhausted. If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we came out of the Did we make it in time? Is the Overlord of the Vortex still in the sea? It hasn't destroyed Liyue yet, has it?
What are you doing here?
Huh? Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon thought you were arguing with the Ghensin. Is the fighting over?
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for now and unite against this common enemy.
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you plan to defend Liyue? Just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex guy puts a pit in Paimon's tummy, even from all the way out here.
It's not just you. We've got new Millelith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. The force of an ancient god's presence seems to be too much for ordinary people to handle. Which is why we must stop that monster before it gets any closer to Liyue Harbor.
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against enemies like that thing? Now that's scary. So will the power of the Ghensin, Millelith, and Adepti gathered here be enough to stop that god?
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion is... not necessarily.
What? But all of you were supposed to be the guardians of Liyue. Can't you think of something?
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Ghensin did once research the matter of the Guizhong Ballista when it piqued their fancy. And as fate would have it, one who did craft the Guizhong Ballista with one's own hands is here. For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet, it would take one, but a little tinkering to turn this ballista into an engine of war beyond your wildest thoughts.
I suppose this is one blessing from the Adepti that we should be thankful for. So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong Ballista to fight off that god. All the Adepti here can lend their strength to man it. We haven't a moment to spare. Our battle begins now. Yep.
Put your back into it!
Teamwork is dreamwork! Huh? Out of the way!
That should be fun!
Nice and spicy.
No excuse for slacking!
Huh?
You can't
Take cover!
Well, no slacking off!
You're toast! Fate is upon you.
My work. Who's this first?
Huh? Let me scry. Let's light it up! I'm going in!
Don't be a killjoy! We've only just begun!
As a good knight should.
That is Osial's divine power. I am very familiar with it. Be careful not to get hit.
The Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How daring. Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
Send this quickly!
Nova, get the ancient gods attacking again! There are so many Fatui too! We can't hold...
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children?
Huh?
Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is... mental energy! That light from the body, it's like the time in Julian Cars! Wow, it's Madam Ping's shockwave! This gray is really strong!
Duty. The descent.
Everybody stand back!
No slacking off. My work. Finished.
Let me scry. Nova,
Stay
get them!
right in there.
The blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil! Cast your fear of injury by the wayside, and fight with all your might! I too did this during the Archon War!
So this is what Ganyu's like in a fight!
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast! Someone needs assistance.
Child, you are strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
Take cover!
Off we go.
I guess this is it.
As a dutiful maid would.
Over here!
Not break my duty.
Look at me. Just...
Disgusting.
Let's move.
Go exercise caution! I fear that the god's power has reached its peak! In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
Time to clean up.
Calculated. I guess this is it.
Everybody stand back!
This isn't good.
This should be fun to descend.
The Fatui's numbers are thinning!
Fight on, comrade! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace.
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
Be careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Is it finally over?
The ominous aura of that monster has the sigil of permission last but a short time. It will be some time before the Overlord of the Vortex can make any waves again.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here, the future of Liyue Harbor would surely have been in great jeopardy.
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten the reason for which we came.
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then limited income in preparation. At first, it was only the size of a small room, but with continued expansion, it has become the palace that lies before you now. It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman and as the backbone of the Liyue Qixing. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such cooperation and sacrifice deserves at least some recognition, don't you agree?
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as some leverage in our negotiations. Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today. But please forgive us. We cannot yield to your wishes.
Oh?
3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti signed a contract with Rex Lapis to protect Liyue 3,700 years ago. Even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone, just as it was thousands of years before. This is truly no small feat. But that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same city as it was all those years ago. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead, focus your sights on our city.
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see Liyue in a new light.
Forebearers, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of such a lineage.
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me in a dream.
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. Each passing generation of the Qixing leaves many things of value to be inherited by the next generation. I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qixing had strove under his rule to survive in our mortal world, establishing a network of contracts which has since come to be known as trade. But I dared not speak. I could only gaze at him in silence until the moment I awoke.
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
Right! That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the Four Winds and the people of the Animal Archon. The Animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides, because he believed that such conflict would only scar the hearts of both, and that nothing good would come of it.
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity. As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by an outlander who has lent us such succor.
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens? I know I already have, so why not see for yourselves?
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millelith. I have come to extend my thanks to the Adepti. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, our forces were not as badly battered as I feared we might be. Although I am a mere mortal soldier, I promise to hold the line and never betray the grace given to us by the illuminated Adepti this day.
Huh? Why does everyone look so down? Didn't we just beat that big monster?
Weren't you frightened, dear? It was quite the predicament.
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millelith guards were there, and those powerful heroes with their visions were there. Everyone was there. When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun toys and tasty snacks and loads of things that make the harbor so pretty. Thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please come visit us for the next lantern rite.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay. It must be hard being an Adeptus. Aww.
You see, This is what Liyue is like today. The country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection, but it is no longer necessary for the city to rely on the Adepti's power to solve every little niggling matter. Although their blood is weak, there is still strength to be found in those we call mortals. The time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed. Now is the time of contracts between Liyue and its people.
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place. Wouldn't you say so, Cloud Retainer?
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not spearhead this expedition to Liyue Harbor.
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, Conqueror of Demons.
Yes, one understands what the Conqueror of Demons means. The city of Liyue has changed much after our long separation. One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue, you humans would have once again changed the place beyond recognition. Fair enough. Away we shall, and return whence we came.
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall persist no further. But how will we ensure that the Liyue Qixing will not simply exploit their power once we depart? In my view, that is still a thing to be guarded against.
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of supervision is best left to the people of Liyue.
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. Oh, right! It's nice that we've got peace and all, but we're forgetting one thing. Child wanted to unleash the god so he could lure Rex Lapis out. But we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex on our own, so Rex Lapis never showed up. Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need to get to the bottom of that Archon's death, too? Hyman doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adeptiless rite of parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshen Funeral Parlor.
Is there anything I can do for you two?
We've come to see Zhongli.
Unfortunately, Zhongli...
Doesn't the Northland Big? Last time we saw Zhongli, do you think he doesn't know? We had better go and make sure...
with some more fortune.
What should I put in my mouth?
You call this cooperation between Harbingers? Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip? Oh, it seems that some of your friends have arrived.
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child. And you! You're also one of the Harbingers?
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the city of Bards, was it? I'm glad you still remember my name. Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget.
Well, if it isn't you two, this is our first time seeing
Paimon knew that we should never have trusted a Fatui Harbinger.
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything against you personally. Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold this against me, but that's up to you. The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually, I think...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat once I'm through here. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind...
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled. That which thou seeketh is now bestowed unto thee. For my promise is solid as stone.
How sanctimonious.
What? So you're the Lord of Chio? No, wait. That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to the Fatui?
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. For it is a matter solely between the Tsaritsa and I.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you, and splat! This big dragon falls out of the sky, and all of Lyric goes into an uproar. Talk about a disaster.
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together in a pot that was bound to boil over. That's what he wanted to see, am I right?
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. It is now 3,700 years ago that I founded Liyue together with the Adepti. Even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. I kept convincing myself that cracks had not begun to form, and that the end of my time had not yet come. Until one drizzly day, as I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers, "You finished your duties. Go ahead and call it a day." I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself, have I already finished my duties?
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered that many reasons still remained to not hastily depart. Was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age? I decided that a test was needed in order to reveal the answer. So I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue Qixing to play their roles together on the stage that was Liyue. That's right, which is why I continued to safeguard the Gnosis until now.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear?
Of course, and it would have been all too easy for him too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue matured when faced with the death of its deity.
In the end, the resolution to all that has transpired was even more satisfactory than I could have hoped for. Take the Adepti, for instance. Owing to their years of seclusion, they were the least informed. Yet when faced with a crisis, they commendably showed the greatest amount of restraint possible. Not only did they manage to cooperate with the Qixing, but in the end, credit is also due to Signora, the emissary dispatched by the Cryo Archon to fulfill our contract. This meant I could remain as Zhongli, even having the chance to fulfill the age-old traditions of... All of these things turned out as I had planned. There is only one I had expected them to do no more than... They seized the opportunity...
Huh?
On the contrary.
Hey, what about me?
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc and turning the city up. If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god,
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like... Be that as it may. You've come out of this as the hero of Liyue.
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapoljarny Palace and seek an audience with Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa. Come, child.
Fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a boat with the likes of you.
Do as you wish.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good...
Realistically speaking, there is no such thing.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless My agreement with the Cryo Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo Archon. As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa used to balance the scales, uncover that answer for yourself in your future journeys.
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now.
You know that...
Yes.
Say.
Now that you mention it, that's very... I mean it all... Still, what...
for... so oh, come. There's only one real The Fatui? Shh. Low.
Hear ye all! Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, gods and adept rumors and here having been thwarted in his nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
So that's how something feels off. Could the cheesing or did Zhang exactly, right? Look, it's Ningguang and Keqing. Are they saying something? Are their speeches over?
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract. And it is also the end of an era.
3,700 years of contracts burnt and reduced to ash.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous. But blinded by our prosperity,
the long, unending dream of our Archon.
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn to say farewell. Will you stand with us as we
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Tianquan. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is looking our way!
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young. The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far and our reach is long. Name your price. You deserve that much.
Whoa.
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
But it seems... well...
Rex Lapis. Rex Lapis. Now that I think about it, if everyone's of the same... perhaps mementos for Rex Lapis might be the best short-term business opportunity.
As for the mortals and adepti of Liyue,
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this! And here you are!
Right. If...
Ha! That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were treating us to some third-round knockout, but you...
You're right. I do like the Mora. As the Rex Lapis Morak, when I was journeying with you...
Oh, no one? But since you weren't
Well, we were only... In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange money or goods. We also the Archon Morax could never... I will treasure the memories that That is true.
Paimon thinks...
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation that neighbors Liyue by sea, Inazuma, is presently closed. The Electro-Archon Ball. And just as the people of Liyue preferred to call me Rex Lapis, she too goes by another name among locals in Inazuma.
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before. Raiden?
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the Shogun of Inazuma, people call her the Raiden Shogun.
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Zhongli, since...
It's because of visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control. But if a person shows true strength of will at a this is what visions are.
Uh-huh. That's how people
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun began promulgating the Vision Hunt Decree.
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions within Inazuma's borders, and to inlay them upon the hands of the statue of the omnipresent god.
They want to seize visions. But why? Aren't visions blessings from the gods?
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because they are divine blessings that they should be under the sole dominion.
Whoa, that's harsh.
The Animo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity. It seems as though she has finally decided to eliminate any unstable elements that could pose a threat to her eternal realm. The fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed, knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is 7 ideals for 7 gods. And of these, eternity is nearest unto the heavenly prince. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? Well then, I suppose you'll have to find a way to get inside this.
Ah, children, come.
Oh, what?
Oh, no.
A gift? For Paimon?
When you traversed my... That, fortunately, I have not yet grown so old as to see my subspace creation abilities at... Oh, did my friends never mention that to you? I will not go into too much detail, but subspace creation is the ability to create a small, autonomous pocket world. The teapot that you entered previously was a little trinket created using that ability.
So, in the eyes of an Adeptus, creating a magic teapot...
Oh, indeed, the teapot. But that's enough nostalgia.
That's right!
Oh, settle down now, children. There's... What's more, I doubt... Well, for starters, I require some shimmer soil from the banks of D. You would have to dig, but almost no... Even more... In any case, Smaragdus... Goodness knows...
Well...
Yes.
She...
Oh...
I'm back, Granny. Oh, I don't believe we've met.
Allow me to do the honors. This child here is Yen Fei. She's the one helping run some errands for me. Yen Fei, I believe you've already heard of the Traveler and her traveling companion.
Of course, who hasn't? Much has been written about you in the Millilith's records. You became one of Liyue's most wanted after the Millilith marked you as a suspect before finally defeating an ancient god together with Granny and her associates. A shame that we didn't meet sooner. If we had, well, I can't say... Allow me to introduce myself once more. I'm Yenfei, a legal advisor. Got a legal problem? You can come right to me. Oh, yes. Here's my business card. You'll find it has my contact if you have an urgent...
All right, Yenfei. You'll have to excuse Yenfei.
Paimon was...
An Adeptus? He mentioned they had me, and once I was all...
Well, that's a big...
Well, Anyway, let's not...
Is that so, Yenfei?
I know, Granny, you've told me...
Whoa.
Commercial consult... Krussel. A Snezhnayan merchant. He mentioned that he... So, I guess I'll go look for him. Oh, you want to join me?
Wow. Best we be a little more...
Hello, Mr. Cross.
Oh, good. Very... Miss Yanfei.
Wait, isn't...
No, I'm not worried. The contract makes... In return, I included a clause.
Guaranteed genuine?
Of course. This...
In that case...
Oh, of...
Thanks a lot, Mr. Cross.
Bored.
Oh, whatever shall I... Yes, that's me.
How do you do, Miss? My associates and I are very...
The hairpins. I don't know how it could... I spent so much money on them. We now have a backlog. A big banquet is... That's what the hairpins... But now that I've lost...
Why does...
Would you really? I sent a commission to the Adventurers...
Hold on. Don't run off like...
Huh? Well, I mean, sure, I have it right here.
Let me see.
That's right! Yanfei said she's a... True. Though surely there must...
Right. I finished reading the... Furthermore, and given the rarity...
Even higher. Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
However...
Did you really have to... Whichever way you look...
Except that if we found the...
Please. However much it is, now that it's come to this, I really shouldn't keep...
Yes, legally speaking, it seems this is the most sensible course of action. So hold on a moment.
What did I feel? My family has seen...
Smoothed. No, it's nothing. Scry the sky.
Ah, Miss Yan... You lost them? Are you serious?
I'm sorry.
Mora! I just don't...
No problem. But it was in fact
Of course.
All right, understood. I'll conduct...
Thank you very much.
Looks like I'll have to...
Please wait, Mr. Chow. It's not convenient.
Miss Yanfei.
No. What I wanted to talk about is, there is a chance that the Orin laid on those...
What do you mean?
Obviously not. I'm no adventurer. I don't know if Granny told you this, but if mere mortals come into contact... Mr. Chow, did you at any time...
No.
Now that is... If I've deduced correctly, he may...
If that's the case, we should go confront him.
Absolutely not. If we were to confront him now, there's no way he would admit to it. Eventually, he would find some argument to compel us to leave. And then, he'd throw the Smaragdus Jadeite into the sea the moment we were gone. After that, he would simply insist that Mr. Chow pay up per the contract. He would lose nothing. Meanwhile, we would have to look under every stone in Liyue, hoping and praying that the hairpins do actually still exist somewhere in this world.
So vivid that Paimon thinks it might...
Oh, it certainly is. I've seen my fair share...
Well then, since you're so...
Oh, that won't be a problem. But first...
Huh? Does there have to be a contract? It feels like Yanfei...
These are my formal terms of engagement. Everything prior... Anywhere commissioned, but not bound by a
I understand.
No problem. Just sign here, and I'll sign too. Okay. Now, right, and I'll also need your signatures on pages 5, 7, and...
This contract has so many pages!
All right, that should do it. My fees are the same as always, and they're written in the contract.
I've had to read through...
Well then, here's your copy of the contract. I will retain the other copy. Not for now, no. Despite how I don't believe you have been part of an investigation like—
Miss Yunfei, I have to ask.
Because, as it happens, I'm currently— whether he actually made it into an item of jewelry or not, also, the idea of someone abusing the law— But again, let's not dwell on this. Ha! I've got it! If Mr. Crossell had his—
Why, hello.
No, nothing of the—
There's no... I do... That was the first time... He was quite generous with his money, too. Why, yeah...
Thank you, sir. We'll take—
On Jade?
Huh? If my eyes don't... Yes. I've heard it said that...
A thin layer...
If you must see for yourself.
Is that so? So, did you find anything? So they really are different. But wait!
There's nothing special to it. These two stones actually look very similar. Someone without a deep understanding of them would find it very difficult to tell them apart. There may be only a subtle difference for the casual viewer, but... and, I'm sure, a significant difference in the cost of having them carved into shape.
All right, let's focus up. We're going off on a tangent.
But never mind, Shirto.
Unusual action...
Miss Yenfei.
If you could just confirm...
yes.
Then I have no...
Of course.
Oh, I have... This document shall... I wouldn't say that...
With this hard evidence to...
On the contrary, if you want to make jewelry, you need a professional jewelsmith. Let me think. Jewelry. Aha! Got it!
Well, that was quick.
Because lots of people... As you know, Leo... But the amendments... As such...
So you helped...
Yes, well...
You...
You sound surprised. Oh, this has enough...
Again with that...
Well, that's that then.
Oh, Miss Yenfei.
Have no further... Has a merchant by...
Crossell. The design of the hair... This order was on hold for a very long time.
Doesn't seem like there's...
Miss Sinksy,
Yes, Mr. Crossell wasn't... I also kept a copy for my own records. See for yourself. The inlaid gemstone is recorded.
Thank you, Sinksy.
Sure, it is...
Nothing you need to worry about.
Why is everyone's first react...
I believe we have almost all...
The weirdo with this...
Because once we have this...
My. And if it isn't...
No. I'm here...
Smaragdus jadeite? Why, yes, there is some information about it included in the 6th commentary on the Seven Mountain Treatise. It is abundant in elemental... Anyway, I'm sure you didn't... I suppose that you're...
That is indeed the case.
No trouble at all. But after... I wonder...
You needn't
You're too...
That Baiju guy is as weird as ever. Is it just Paimon, or does it feel like he was fishing for something back there?
Dr. Baiju's always been like that. Well, we have the evidence we need. Let's go find Mr. Crossell.
Miss Yanfei?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Of course. Mr. Crossell,
Sure. Wait, what? Me pay?
Not at all. Now, the contract's
Material evidence? I spent a...
Indeed. Only a testimony from an expert. This is a processing record.
Seriously? In any case, Smaragdus...
That's an...
Well, your claim that my ore is fake is just a...
Ugh. Looks like our first piece of evidence didn't convince him at all. See,
hard evidence. Something legally binding. We have just the thing. Oh, come on. I meant the backup copy of the document from the Ministry of Civil Affairs.
This document proves that my...
Our second... You know...
Of course I'm right. All the evidence...
Well, hang on a moment now, because I do... Traveler, would you do the honors? This shall serve as decisive proof of our case.
What's this?
Smaragdus jadeite springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains and will bring disaster to sustained contact with Mr. Crossell. No idea. I'm afraid that... However, don't worry, Mr. Crossell. I trust that you'll give them your full...
What? Wait!
Oh, so you knew? Oh, dear Mr. Crossell. But if you knew of Smaragdus jadeite's dangerous
Huh? No,
Aren't actually in... You do under... Mr. Crossell.
Yep, he's seriously intimidating right now. It's like...
I admit it. I confess. The ore I had inlaid on those hairpins was Smaragdus. But But after receiving, I went to Boo Boo. That's why I had another pair. I kept the real Smaragdus jadeite, and I was worried that someone would see through.
Exactly.
I If word got...
All right, let's cut the appeals phase right there.
10 times.
Crossell looks like he could faint any second.
As for me, according to my contract with Mr.
20%? That's as much as I spent on that Smaragdus jadeite.
There's no need. It's fine. You don't have to pay me that much, Mora. Even if the Smaragdus jadeite on those hairpins was fake, I still bear responsibility for losing. However, Mr. Crossell...
What? But...
Miss Yunfei.
Well,
Thanks so much for your...
Oh, come on. No need to stand on ceremony. Well then, that's good. Mr. Crossell, it seems that my client has no further claims against you.
Is that so?
Actually, Mr. Crossell, I'd like to... I could see from the... If we could join...
Well, that's that. And we've got the Smaragdus jadeite that Granny wants too.
Exactly.
The right solution depends... The objective of my client, Mr. an Adeptus. Liyue Harbor is now a city ruled by the title of Adept. In any case, don't you think that the Liyue Harbor of today needs legal consultancy far more than it needs adeptal powers?
Paimon can think of someone who would definitely disagree with your reasoning.
Well, since we got what we came for...
You've returned. Good.
Well, if we're all...
Oh, you.
I'm off then. Bye! Oh, yes, Traveler. Make sure you don't lose the business card I gave you. I've been looking into the laws of other nations as well. If you should ever bump into any trouble with the law, come find me directly. Regulars...
Come now, child.
I'm leaving! I'm leaving!
That child. Goodness knows where she learned to be so rambunctious. Her father was hardly so riotous or fond of talking nonsense back in the day when he stood beside Rex Lapis. Yanfei. Liyue, all right then. Let us...
Oh, Paimon's so excited!
There we go. This Serenity Pot is all yours now. Hold it firmly. If you were to drop it, oh goodness, who knows what might happen. Take these blueprints with you as well.
Wait a minute, Granny! How exactly are we supposed to use this teapot?
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I've already arranged for a certain little helper to await you within this teapot. She will explain everything you need to know about it.
Divination is about precisely foretelling one's written destiny. Over-embellishing that fate only leads to misconception.
This is a peaceful neighborhood. This is a peaceful neighborhood.
Fate is called as... such, for it cannot be changed, nor can it be reversed. It can only...
Wow! This... But there's just a whole load of nothing. Paimon can't do that! Well, you're the one with the sword anyway. You do it! Still... Oh, wait a...
Wow! It's
a huge finch!
Excuse me, Oh, call me.
So you're the...
Madam, you may leave. Your journey may be far, though it is thus you may consider. Now, have you any... As long as you have a blueprint, you can...
Blueprint?
Yes, these are the blueprints I'm talking about. Just commit the... Then simply
Wow! Is that all it takes? Then we could build a whole
I doubt it. He said that even though subspace creation is a product of adeptal power, even that has its limits. This world is not a true one, after all.
A golden-eyed adept?
I hardly remember myself. Well, let's not. If there's anything...
It has been a while since you joined the Adventurers Guild. Are your adventures going smoothly? Is that another person?
Yep.
Ah, yes. Let me consult.
Blonde. Wait! Do you mean... Does that stranger's face look...
Like the honorary knights? No, they...
Siri?
That stranger nonetheless. After all, and should the stranger be a strong adventurer indeed, he would certainly be a big help on your journey. Please don't talk. Your deeds are the stuff of song for all the bard. Well, as to... He stands guard at the... I wish you ever... Add Astro...
Yeah! You nearly got him! Whew, that was a tough fight!